Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Amelin. Now I'm going to present the introduction for Felda. Felda, or is it known as the Federal Land Development Authority, was established on July 1, 1956 under the Land Development Ordinance of 1956 for the development of land and relocation with the goal of eradicating poverty through the oil palm and rubber cultivation. The Felda function is to carry out the land development and agriculture projects, as well as industrial and commercial social economic projects. Today, Felda continues to play a significant role by providing the adequate and modern facilities on the scheme, ensuring the next generation of explorers is educated to improve the socio-economic and the quality of life.
Now I'm going to explain about the process of identifying, managing and applying knowledge resource in Felda. In terms to identify the knowledge resource, there are two types, which is manual and system type of services. For manual, community can come to the Felda office with the slogan of come to the office campaign to meet the people in administration and complain about their dissatisfaction to them. The community will take their complaint into the account and come with the critical thinking to overcome the issue. When the Felda encourage people to come to the office, there are also system type of services. They can complain and go to their website, which is Siswa Felda. Siswa Felda is an online complaint for complaint, suggestion and inquiries from the public on Felda delivery and service system. To make sure management receive all the complaint must be completed and full, since this is crucial for them to improving their quality and satisfaction of service in Felda. Second, after they receive the complaint and comment from the public, they will proceed to second step, which is managing the knowledge resource. From the employer in the body of community, they will conduct the briefing about Felda and provide their feedback from the issue that have been complained. Since it is hard for them to reach all of the staff, they will use the Felda portal and communication through the group, and meeting will be launched if needed. All the information that will get updated must be accuracy and check their validity, and will be uploaded to the website. Thus, all of the staff employer can get the knowledge by sharing and channeling in certain places. Lastly, after all of them manage the knowledge, they will do the last step, which is implying in knowledge. By use is a resource to solve a problem. They will study and implement certain idea that's suitable to solving the problem. They will use their critical thinking and their experience in human skill into applying this in knowledge resource. For example, they can get a new talent to answer their punya customer service, which is using artificial knowledge to answer the call before the actual staff can talk to them. Outcome that come from this complaint and feedback, community service will be more improved, and the staff will be more experienced when it comes to the exact situation that will happen in future. Employee adjustment also will be created from the community and Felda itself, since they will be discussing together to solve the complaint. And with staff, they can get closer, and workplace culture also will be more fun.
Assalamualaikum, my name is ATHIRAH binti ZULKIFLI. So I will present about the evaluation of the implementation of Felda. So in the productivity, farming methods at Felda plantations have been improved through the use of cutting-edge technology to help farmers increase their productivity, as Felda introduced the Smart Plantation Management Solution (SPMS) to improve settlers' plantation management through the incorporation of technology and smarts, with the use of drone technology in Felda plantations for palm tree stand mapping. The increase in farm yield through SPMS will increase the income of settlers in the plantation sector. The implementation of SPMS has improved the productivity among the farmers who live within the Felda territories. In terms of record, Felda has 49 subsidiaries and various other businesses spread across the country through FGV, including refineries, sugar processing producing facilities, rubber and cocoa manufacturing, and all along the supply chain of palm oil activities from refining and kernel oil production to palm oil trading and distribution of packed foods or cooking oil. It is already making a global impact in countries such as China, Indonesia, Australia, Europe, and even the United States and Canada. Felda also has created a new division called Felda Investment Corporation (FIC), which includes other businesses such as hotel properties and travel-related services. The Felda model also has been shown to be effective in lifting rural people out of poverty and improving their socio-economic status. In the operational performance, Felda's revenue has been increases on the back of improving the operational performance. Through the Felda's transformation plan has clearly been successful, as evidenced by the significant improvement in operational performance. Felda's transformation plan entails 31 strategic initiatives to turn around the agency operations, which will be implemented in 3 phases, each lasting 8 months. Felda's continued improvement in operational numbers combined with higher CPO price in the 4th quarter bodes well for the future due to significantly improved operational performance resulting in higher yields and lower costs. Revenue for the period increased to 3.55 billion ringgit Malaysia in 2019, 11% higher than 3.19 billion ringgit Malaysia recorded in the previous corresponding quarter.
Next, challenges of the implementation of Felda. Giving length to the land list for cultivation was a goal of the late Prime Minister Tun Abdul Razak, but it was the former Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad who was passionate about helping Federal Land Development Authority settlers grow their entrepreneurial abilities. Felda has performed admirably ever since it was founded in 1956, becoming the industry leader in goods made using palm oil. Challenges facing the Felda small business settlers. Both successful and unsuccessful settlers encounter these 3 issues at the start-up phase, such as poor management practice 43%, lack of sales and marketing skills 72%, and motivating factors. These are typical issues faced by Malaysian small enterprise. However, the majority of less successful settlers currently appear to be operating their business to avoid losses 35%, while successful settlers are attempting to grow the business into the new markets 47%. This demonstrates how the 2 groups' many motivators are different. Next, Federal Land Development Authority residents are suffering the most as a result of the organization's poor financial management, which has led to the significant net losses and excessive debt levels. For a long time, many settlers were getting their cost of living allowance. The cash flow issue has trickled down to the rural people even if the management and financial issues at Felda and its 23% subsidiary FGV Holdings had previously seemed remote from their life. The costs associated with replanting a settler's land by Felda are covered by a loan from the organization, which will be repaid by the settlers starting in year 9. A Sara Hidup allowance will be given to settlers as a loan to cover their living expenses in the early years, because oil palms take 3 years to bear fruit and rubber trees 7 years before they can be tapped. Lastly, the top management of Felda failed to make the best investment decisions and misused the proceeds from FGV Holdings listing in 2012, which led to the difficulty in Felda's governance and its cash drop. Felda's financial predicament has gotten worse due to the element of fraud in investments, particularly international ones that formerly involved several significant individuals. However, the development of Felda settlers' management and marketing skill should receive sufficient attention from Felda authorities in order to help settler entrepreneurs deal with issues, find motivation, and pick up skills they lack. The various organizations involved in the training of small business settlers, including the Felda authority itself, MARA, MOHD, KPUN, and other significant organizations, should try to develop special training programs for them.
Now I'm going to present the suggestion.
First, Felda must use its resources to help the settlers to become independent. This entails to provide comprehensive technical training to the settlers. A significant investment is required to increase their capacity and allow them to advance the supply chain. Felda should also channel some funds toward the research and development, as well as improving the settlers' socio-economic condition through knowledge of information, communicating certification, mechanization, and automation. A lot of R&D is currently focused on large estates. Huge investment abroad will not change the settlers' future, but the capacity building will go a long way towards the producing the self-sufficient, sustainable, and progressive settlers. Then, for the next point, the Felda will need to restructure the loans granted to the settlers to ease their debt burden. It has been learned that Felda should approach the government for financial resource in order to carry out the programs. The government will set aside the funds to pay off the settlers' debt, which will benefit the settlers right across the country. The new Felda model also mentioned the shortening the repayment periods of settlers' replanting loans from 8 to 4 years. This measure was implemented in order to ease the settlers' debt burden and make them more competitive and sustainable. And for the last point the implementation of non-strategic asset disposal and sale of stock. Felda has identified several initiatives to address the issue, including non-strategic asset disposal and stock sale. To improve the agency cash flow position, non-strategic assets such as properties, both locally and abroad, as well as the non-performing business which most likely need to be sold. Felda will also phase out the non-core investment to reduce the losses and their impact on the company's financial position. Organizations which do not have active business operation will be also closed down to prevent the financial leakage.
In conclusion, for the past 58 years, Malaysia's Federal Land Development Authority has been a productive land development organization. Felda, which was formed on July 1, 1956, is the primary government tool for eradicating rural poverty and economically rewarding land ownership. Due to the fact that Felda lands are governed by the Land Act Group Settlement Area 1960 and other types of common land ownership are governed by the National Land Code 1965. Land ownership under the Felda is distinct from other types of land ownership. After finishing their payments to the Felda, the majority of the settlers now got their land titles.